Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're diving into something called the Barefoot Morning Letter, and it puts forward a pretty mind-blowing idea. What if a powerful, totally natural cure for some of the scariest diseases out there is literally right under our feet?
Okay, so let's just jump right in with a story from this letter it's pretty astonishing. It's about a man named Professor Park Song-tae. He says he had terminal prostate cancer, the kind doctors told him was incurable. But then, after just 2 months of barefoot walking, he was cured. I mean, that's just one of the stories in here that really makes you stop and think, right? It totally challenges what most of us believe is possible.
So that brings us to the big question we're going to tackle in this Explainer. How could something as simple as touching the dirt, the grass, or the sand with your bare feet possibly hold the key to curing these terrible diseases? It sounds almost too simple to be true, doesn't it? But according to the Morning Letter, the answer is a definite yes, and it's all based on this fundamental principle of nature that maybe we've just forgotten. All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll start with some of these incredible stories, then dig into what the letter calls the invisible enemy inside our bodies. After that, we'll look at the Earth's natural cure, figure out how barefoot walking actually works, and then get into a practical guide for you. Finally, we'll talk about how you can join this whole movement. Okay, first up, miracles underfoot. Let's take a closer look at some of these real stories of cures that honestly seem to defy everything we know about conventional medicine. And look at this list. I mean, the letter documents cures for a whole range of really serious conditions. We're not talking about the common cold here. This is terminal prostate cancer, a rare appendiceal cancer, blood cancer, even end-stage lung cancer that had spread to the brain. And the claim is that all of these were cured through this one incredibly simple practice. So you have to ask, right? If these cures are actually happening, what's the one common enemy that barefoot walking is defeating? Well, according to the letter, the root cause of almost all modern diseases comes down to this one single thing, an invisible enemy inside our bodies. And that enemy has a name: free radicals. Now, what are they? You can think of them like tiny little troublemakers running around inside your body. The letter explains they're unstable molecules that literally attack your healthy cells. A great way to picture it is like when you cut an apple open and it turns brown, or when iron starts to rust. That's a similar kind of damage, but happening inside you at a cellular level. And get this, they're just a natural byproduct of living, breathing, and eating. And the scale of this problem is, well, it's massive. This chart shows it pretty clearly. The letter points to research that suggests about 90% of modern diseases are linked to the damage caused by way too many of these free radicals. Okay, so let's break down how this works at the cellular level. Imagine your healthy cell is perfectly balanced, but a free radical is like a tiny, desperate thief. It's missing a part, an electron. So what does it do? It violently attacks a healthy cell and steals one. This attack damages the healthy cell, messing up its DNA, and that can lead to mutations and disease. And the worst part? That newly damaged cell can then become unstable itself, starting a whole chain reaction of damage. But what if there was a way to stop that chain reaction? What if there was a basically infinite, totally natural source of the exact thing those free radicals are trying to steal? The letter says the answer isn't in a pharmacy or a lab. It's something way, way more basic. It's the Earth itself, the actual ground we walk on every single day. The letter describes our planet as this gigantic battery, just full of natural healing energy. And this energy comes in the form of something called free electrons. You can think of them as the most powerful antioxidants in nature. Remember that tiny thief, the free radical, looking to steal an electron? Well, the Earth has a limitless supply of them, just waiting to be given away. They can basically satisfy the free radicals so they stop attacking your healthy cells. Okay, so this all sounds great, but how in the world do we get that healing energy from the planet into our bodies? Well, the science behind how it works is surprisingly simple. It really is a straightforward process. You've got these harmful free radicals building up in your system. Then you take off your shoes and walk on a natural surface: dirt, grass, sand. Through your feet, the Earth's free electrons flow into your body. These electrons then find and neutralize the free radicals, which stops the cellular damage in its tracks. And once that damage stops, your cells can finally get back to their normal, healthy state. You know, at its core, this is just basic electrical science. Those damaging free radicals, they have a positive charge, and the Earth, it has a negative charge. So when you make direct contact, your body becomes the wire connecting the two. The positive and negative charges meet, and poof, they neutralize each other. It's exactly like how a lightning rod safely grounds a powerful electrical strike from the sky. All right, so we've got the why and the how. Now let's talk about the what to do. Let's get into your practical guide and the key things you need to know to actually put this into practice.
Okay, rule number 1, and this is absolutely the most important thing: consistency. We're talking 30 minutes every single day. According to the letter, this is the bare minimum you need to do for this to be effective. It's all about making it a consistent habit.
But it's not just about the walking. The success stories in the letter share a few other common threads. First, you need an unwavering belief that the earth can help you heal. You have to commit to this one path and not get distracted by a bunch of other remedies. It's also super important to support your body with a healthy plant-based diet. And finally, you gotta manage your stress, because high stress can really get in the way of your body's ability to heal.
And this quote, wow, it really hits home. It's from a man who is apparently cured of terminal stomach cancer, and it shows just how important the emotional side of healing is. He says you have to forgive and reconcile with all those you hate and resent. Only then can you walk barefoot as if your life depends on it. The idea here is that all that negative emotional energy, that stress, can literally block the physical healing process.
The great thing is, you don't have to do this all by yourself. There's a whole barefoot movement growing out there with a huge community of people sharing their stories and supporting each other. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's the simple idea. The remedy is in the ground. Nature has given us this incredibly powerful cure, and it's free. It's available to literally everyone. So if you're feeling inspired and want to learn more, you can actually join the official Barefoot Walking National Movement headquarters over on Naver Cafe. It's a great place to find support, ask questions, and get tons of information from thousands of other people on this same journey. And hey, if you found this explainer helpful in understanding the whole idea behind barefoot walking, it would be awesome if you could support us by subscribing to the channel, giving this a like, and turning on those notifications. It really helps us keep making more of these. So we'll leave you with this to think about. The most powerful pharmacy in the world might not be behind a counter. It might be right under your feet. The only question left is, are you ready to take that first step?